You don't need that many, you don't need to be extravagant about it. You can't even tell where I dropped it. Slip and slide. We fixed it, we're better. Oh my god, can there be one video where I don't have a screw up? Hi everyone, welcome back to Raw It's Aisha, where we make cruelty-free food and we're making it fashionable. Today, I wanted to make some White Castle sliders. I was actually watching Harold and Kumar before I made this, so I'm all in the spirit right now. I'm all in the mindset, so let's get started. I really like this recipe. I've made this recipe so many times before just because it's nice to make. They're convenient. And then you can freeze them and throw them in the microwave and have like a quick snack or a quick dinner. First, we're going to start with half an onion, and we're going to dice that up. And you kind of want them uniform and kind of tiny. Whoa, kind of tiny. I really like these sliders. They're not only are they super fast to make and really tasty, but I like how they have like a nice onion flavor to them. But everyone who's tried these said they're like better than the real thing or very similar to the real thing. So that makes me happy. So I was watching Harold and Kumar, and what I didn't know is that they were actually considering to use Krispy Kreme. They were going to do Krispy Kreme instead of White Castle, but Krispy Kreme turned them down because they found out about all the sexual references, drug references, and all that. And because of that, we could have had Harold and Kumar goes to Krispy Kreme, but instead they go to White Castle. So we got our half an onion diced up here. I'm just gonna toss it in the frying pan and fry it up a little bit, just to get it soft and so it's not so crunchy, and get it a little bit caramelized. Get that going. So we got our onions on the frying pan there. Let's start to get our patty into the mixing bowl. I have some gimme lean veggie sausage here, you can tell. I really prefer like the mock meats that come in like a tube for this, something that's easier to mash up. I've used like the grounds that are kind of already like look pre-cooked, and that worked fine. It just wasn't the greatest consistency that I would have liked, but it still worked out pretty good, and people I served it to loved it, so don't let that deter you. This is sausage ground meat here. But it doesn't, and the end product, it doesn't taste very sausagey. It takes on a very beef-like taste and texture, which I enjoy. We got our onions fried up there, all pretty. I'm gonna let them go a little longer, but they look good. I just tossed them in there with a little bit of vegetable oil. You can use any other oil, it's just what I had on hand, so it's like, I'll just throw that in. Just imagine, we could be making Krispy Kremes instead of White Castle if they just didn't turn down the one offer they had. But when a mixing bowl, put in the tube of ground meat. It should be about like a pound, maybe a little less than a pound. This was about 14 ounces, a little less than a pound, but it will do fine. I have my flaxseed already made up for you guys. So 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed with 3 tablespoons of water, and let that sit until it's this nice gel. Ooh. To the point where it's sticking to the cup. And in there we go. Also in here you're gonna want to put in a packet of onion soup seasoning, which happen to be vegan as well. I usually use the name brand one, if you know what I'm talking about, but they didn't have that one in the store. So I'm just using Signature Select, which is from Safeway. Yeah, it looks exactly the same. And it smells exactly the same. So that's perfect. So we're gonna put that in there. Onions are getting a little bit golden, so it's a good time to throw them in there. Now, usually when I do this recipe, I don't use peanut butter, but I heard that peanut butter adds a really nice like creamy consistency to the sliders that make them feel more authentic to the restaurant. So I'm gonna add about 2 teaspoons, I think I'm gonna do. Or probably more like dollop. 1 dollop, not 2. 2 dollop. Oh shh. It's so sticky. Oh no. This is just a mess. Ah, okay, that's good. Okay, this is a good point to turn on the oven, so let's preheat the oven to 350. Now I smell like peanut butter. That's cool. Okay, so now we have the onions, the onion mix, the mock meat, and the peanut butter. Oh, and the flax seeds. So we're gonna mix all this together. Going on here. Ooh, it smells nice. As soon as they all blended together, like it started to give off this really nice aroma. Another little fact I learned about the Harold and Kumar movie is that if they couldn't get Neil Patrick Harris, they wanted to get the Karate Kid, which I think would have been pretty funny. So we have our meat all mixed up here. So it looks like nothing special, but it's gonna taste good, I promise. I promise. So our little tray. So you're gonna want something that's about the size of a 12 dinner roll packet, because we're just gonna cut these in half and put the meat in there. This is the perfect size. So I love this pan. I love this pan because it's the perfect size for something like this. We're just gonna put some parchment paper in here. Then we're gonna put the meat down. And we're just gonna mold it so it fits throughout the tray. If you want a more meatier burger, you could always use another half packet of this mock meat, and that will make it a little bit more chunkier. These are gonna be nice thin patties. Pushing down this meat batter. It smells nice. Kind of smells like a nice onion kebab or something, like a Mediterranean or Greek kebab. We got our meat all up in here. Ooh, the oven's ready too, so perfect timing. So we're just gonna dock it. You can dock it with a knife or a fork. I have a knife right here, so I'm just gonna poke some holes in it. You don't need that many. You don't need to be extravagant about it. You can't even tell where I docked it. Slip and slide. We fixed it. We're better. Oh my god, can there be one video where I don't have a screw up? Okay, so it's ready to go in the oven. So let's go. Okay, so while we're waiting for that, while we're waiting for the mock meat to finish baking, we're gonna cut and get everything else ready for it. So I'm gonna take the rolls. I don't want to separate them, so keep it all in one block. And I want to cut it right in half to make them into sliders. To make it easier, you can do it in 2 blocks, and this will just be easier to cut it to make it more even. There we go, the first one's done. So let's finish cutting this. That one's not the prettiest, but it's okay. We'll be fine. So we'll just put that aside. Get ready for our meat to be done. So of course we're gonna need some American cheese to go on our little burgers. I love the follow your heart cheeses, so I'm gonna be using that. And for the sliced ones, they're definitely way too big for the slider, if you can see. Yeah, as you can see, the slices are way bigger than the patty. So we're gonna be cutting these in half and then using half a slice of cheese. Gonna cut that down the middle. I also just bought an air fryer and it's like the best thing ever. I had some leftover pakoras, which are kind of like leftover fried fritters, and being able to warm them up and have them taste so crispy again was amazing. Like, if you don't have an air fryer, you should definitely go get one. It has been a great investment. Though it was only $40. I got the small one at Target, but it's definitely worth it. Being able to bring your French fries home from a restaurant and have them be crispy again is just a miracle. Speaking of which, should I air fry some tots to go with my burgers? I think that's the only option that I have. That's not a small. Look at that. It's potato tot heaven. Tot heaven. That reminds me of Napoleon Dynamite. There we go. It needs to go a little longer.
15 to 20 minutes is going to be the perfect time for the burger to be in the oven. I also got my pickles. So what's a White Castle? White Castle. Where's the White Castle? The White Castle. I'm never gonna learn how to talk. I did get White Castle when I was in Vegas last year, but I was already vegetarian. So I had to get like their crappy vegetarian sliders, which were not good. I did not like them. That was a fail. These are so much better than those. Oh my god. I heard they have like an Impossible slider now, and that'd be pretty good from the Impossible Burger. But that's really depending on your stance. I'm not a huge fan of Impossible Burger for a few reasons, but I really like Beyond Burger. But if they had one that was a Beyond Burger, I'd be all over that.
Alrighty, they're ready. Oh, it's hot. Shoot. It smells so good. I was worried about the peanut butter because I haven't used the peanut butter before, but you cannot smell it. Ooh.
Now that I'm looking at it, it kind of looks like the neutral loaf. But we all know it's going to taste 10,000 times better than this.
It's a raining buns. Hallelujah, it's raining buns. Okay, it's cooled down quite a bit now. We have our bun ready for transfer. So we're just gonna get our hand underneath and we're just gonna slide it underneath. Or we could do this. Let's do this instead. Let's top this off so it's all sturdy. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. So we're gonna take our half slices of cheese and each slider is just gonna get a little piece of cheese. So I'm gonna go kind of like that because they're kind of oddly shaped. Woohoo! Toot. And if you want to, at this point, you can go ahead and go through and pop it back in the oven if you want these to melt. If you want these to go in the oven, if you want these to go in the freezer, keep them like this. You don't want the cheese to melt or else it's gonna get all crusty when you rewarm it. So we're gonna just leave it like this. Maybe cut through the cheese a little bit. And then we got buns we're gonna put back on here. And they're all done. They look perfect. Okay, I have my little slider to taste. I'm gonna leave the cheese not melted for now just because that's how I like it. And of course, I have to top it with the pickle. Oh my god. Do I want to add mayo? Yeah, let's finish. Alright guys, let's try our little White Castle burger. You definitely need that pickle. Yeah, that's good. Just give me a moment, you guys. I'm gonna have a moment to myself. It is definitely giving me some flashbacks of fast food, and I'm loving it. I'm gonna try our little air fried Trader Joe's tater tots. Not from Trader Joe's, not sponsored. It tastes legit fried. That's amazing. Hopefully, there's nothing on my face. Oh, that was good. I'm about to have like 5 of those. Thanks for joining me, you guys. I will see you next time. Please like the video and subscribe. I need some more subscribers. I want more of you on my phone. Let's do this. Let's commit to each other. That's scary. I'll see you next time. Bye.